I could say to you that you would think was significant. One of the things that perhaps I could do would be to tell you a little bit about what I experienced when I was in your seats, or seat. In 1961, Portsmouth was known really as a rather gritty city, and I love that term, gritty. When you hear the word gritty, you might think dirty, run down, but you might also think plucky, courageous, stand up for yourself. And I think Portsmouth was both of those things. When we were in elementary school, we had 8 elementary schools. We went home for lunch, we had an hour and a half. We came back, and we had neighborhoods that were extremely close. We had Puddle Dog, the Crick, Atlantic Heights, and we were all very possessive of our neighborhoods. And we had the Connie Bean Center, which many of us knew as a USO, because during World War II, it was in fact a USO. And that's where we had games, we had archery, we had boxing, we had dances, we had all of that. It was indeed very much a community center. And we learned how to get along, we learned how to compete, and we learned how to win, and we learned how to lose. Then when we went to junior high school, everything shifted because those competitive neighborhoods had to be melded somehow. We had to form some new friendships, some new objectives, some new guidelines even. And we became more, I think, involved in Portsmouth. And then we went to the new Portsmouth High School, and we were the first class to go all the way through the Portsmouth High School, 4 years. And when we graduated in 1961, we had the benefit of learning from all the older people. I think we learned pretty well. If you look around, you'll see that we did have very successful and competitive state championships and basketball, football teams, and so forth, track. I, however, was not one of those successes. I was not what would be considered an illustrious student. I actually flunked chemistry, and when I went to see my teacher, and I asked him, I said, how close was the F to a D? And he said, Pridham, you're darn lucky that you're going to already be accepted at UNH, and I won't say any more. I said, thank you, sir. I also kind of sloughed off in my final for Spanish. I didn't pass it. And I thought, what can she do? I've accepted UNH. Well, she said, unless I passed it, it took me 3 times to pass it, I would not be going back and forth to the University of New Hampshire, so I was motivated. In my class prophecy, it was predicted that I would be a pig farmer. I'd like to just give you one kind of a scene to set up what it was like. You've already heard about the Berlin Wall, JFK, the first Catholic president. My feeling when we graduated is that we really felt, and I think I did, that we could do whatever we wanted to, that we could really set the world on its heels. A lot of confidence, a lot of pluck, a lot of grittiness. But over the years, I've come to feel that those kinds of successes, the public successes, are extremely important, and many of you will attain those. And thank you ahead of time for doing it, because we need them desperately. There's a lot to be done. But for me, over all these years, the friendships that I have made, especially in high school, are the ones that have lasted the longest. And I hope that you will never forget those, and that they will be with you always, because you'll rely on them, you'll need them when you have crises that you'll go through. Crises not over yet. Back to the one scene that I think typifies what it was like in Portsmouth, at least when we graduated. We won the basketball championship in 1961, and we the championship, the entire town was closed down. The only thing that was open, which was in the middle of the square back in those days, was Gillies. Gillies continued to serve hot dogs and beans and so forth. And I can still remember those days. And as we come now to our 50th reunion, I can still see the faces, I can still remember them. Some of them will not be with us. Thank goodness many of them will be. And I look forward very much to that, to remembering that, to cherishing those memories and carrying them forward with me. They have meant as much to me as what I've learned